Hello, children. I hope you're having a good day. Uh, Today's lesson is going to be kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of neat myself. I've been talking around the age around populism. Uh, we actually talked in this part not so long ago about the Interstate Commerce Commission, and this had to do a lot with railroads. Railroads. Okay. Uh, and there's a term called getting railroaded. Well, sometimes that can mean take it like an example for sports, a team gets beat to death, well, they got railroaded by whatever, they run them over. Well, I live, a new road's being built in Pike County, 460, 4-lane road, which there's one section left, and it will be a bridge that will, my house won't be exactly under it, but pretty close to being under it. And they're down there and starting to get ready, I guess, maybe to build a platform for the pillars or whatever. I'm not sure. But they're working. It was cold the other day, and I was standing looking at the window, and I'm just thinking, all of this that they've done so far, there used to just be a railroad that ran up there to the head of Beaver to an old mines, and the railroad's completely gone now. There's no railroad bridge across from where they're working, and actually the new bridge will go over top of that old railroad bridge, and the main railroad is across the river from my house. Okay, which in the mountains, they basically had to follow the river with the railroads. That's how they had to do it, and just cut out a piece on the side of the mountain and go. But when you start to move west, you can get on a straight line and go. Okay, and not to say that this didn't happen in Appalachia or mountainous areas, but getting railroaded, that term actually kind of starts around the 1860s, the time period that we're talking about. And it was because, the railroad they made money, they were powerful, they were expanding west, they did what they wanted to. We had to make organizations to keep them under control. And, a farmer's been out there for, 5 years, and he's improved, let's say 25 acres, and the railroad decides that it's just going to run right through the middle of it, and there's nothing he can do or anybody can do to stop him. That's called being railroaded. Okay, yeah, I got railroaded. Hey man, I thought you were doing well. He's writing a letter to his brother. Well, we were doing well. Now we're having to move on westward to find new work. We have been railroaded. The blah, 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 blah railroad ran through the middle of my 25 acres and destroyed my farm. It happened a lot. And it's kind of something funny and interesting that you guys may or may not be interested in. But when I was little, and I live in the same general area today of where my grandmother lived. And like I said, we live, I can be at the river in less than a minute. And, of course, when you've got little kids, you don't want them down around the river. So my grandmother told me a story about there was a man lived down by the riverbank named Jay Gooley. And little boys that went down by the river, Jay Gooley would get them. I can't remember if Jay Gooley ate them, or I don't remember what Jay Gooley did, but all I know is that all I had to hear was Jay Gooley, and that was enough. I was done. Well, I kind of got interested in that, and I found a guy named Jay. Uh, it was actually, I think the name was uh, Gouldy, not Gooley, but Gouldy, and he was a railroad tycoon, and of course, railroaded people come through and take their property, and I really believe that Jay Gooley, meant to scare little kids. Kind of originated from Jay Gouldy. Okay, I don't know if that is 100% correct, but it makes a lot of sense. And when we come for a lot of things, and a lot of things get passed down the line to keep our young people safe, and Mr. the Railroad Tycoon Jay Gouldy might have kind of got slipped into Jay Gooley to keep me and other little boys and girls on the straight and narrow. That's just what I think from my research. I could be totally wrong. Now, like I said, they would come through, they would take land and just do what they wanted to. There's debate over whether, the railroads, I think, came to Britain first. And, they say, it's talking about, as far as the phrase goes, was it used in England first? Was it used in America first? They may have used it in England first, but I think it would have been more like railroaded, as in they just come in and ran right over you. Not so much as taking from you, because British people would have been used to a king or queen taking what they wanted from, and that's why kings, the royal family's rich today, because they own property. So I think it's an original American expression in the way that, hey, man, I got railroaded. I went to work today, got there, and they said, man, we're going to have to lay you off. Man, dude, I got railroaded. Or, man, I traded guitars with this dude, man, and I traded off my Strat, man, for a telly, and I got home, man, and really got to looking at it, man, and that guy railroaded me. That it's a term that happens, and thought it'd be interesting today, and there will be a lesson on this on Canvas. Okay, get on there, do what's asked of you, hand it in, and have a good weekend. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, bicycle.